Hey, how's it going? You got time for a beer? I know I do. Really, it's technically not a beer, but it's close enough. It's a hard cider. And it's Thursday, so you know what that means, Snooper Thursday. I haven't had this one before. I have before, but I haven't checked it in yet. Let's see. This one says Kinder Cider Series, Saint Chérie, Saint Cherry, Cheri, with the weird thing over it. So I figure French-ish. Bourbon barrel aged cherry hard cider. There's a lady on there that says I love Detroit on her shirt. Don't forget you can find me on Untapped, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all at tubajake_69. Figure I should probably get that in there before all you folks from Instagram get kicked off of here. Tell me some stories. I like hearing them. You put them in the comments and I'll read them. Talk about it a little bit. It'll be cool. Yeah. I'll see you later. Okay, so they're all gone. We can talk more about this. Let's see. From Blake's Hard Cider, over in Armada, if I remember correctly. It says it's all natural, gluten-free, 6.9% alcohol by volume. Nice. Says on the other thing here, share the warmth. Crafted with Michigan-grown Montmorency cherries, this bourbon barrel-aged semi-sweet provides slight tartness. They use a weird font and the S looks like an A. Slight tartness up front and a smooth finish. With a devotion to kindness, Saint Chérie is made in support of nonprofits, clothing those in need, and keeping our community warm. Cool. Learn more about the Kinder Cider series from our backyard since 1944. Wow. Blake'sHardCider.com, Kinder Cider. Same thing here. Cool. 100% apple cider, Michigan cherries. Michigan beet sugar. I think that's neat. Contains sulfites and sorbet. Hard cider from Armada, Michigan. Got an interesting story about beet sugar from Michigan. So I went to see a thing with Alton Brown. He's a chef, does a show, Good Eats, among other things. But he was doing a live show one year. I mean, I think he did it more than 1 year, but doing the live show. And he was in Midland. Started talking about how much better the cane sugar is for you than corn sugar. You know, we're in Midland, so there's some dude up there that's like, hey, what about beet sugar? That's what most of the sugar is anyway, that's not cane sugar. So what about that? I don't think he had any idea that sugar beets were a thing. Which is cool, but just seems like it's odd because being from Michigan, obviously sugar beets are a thing. So this is supposed to be tart up front and more sweet. It is a cider, sparkly, bubbly, kind of great. 6.9%, nice. Let's see what it's really like, if I remember. It smells tart. And like the very first hit that you get, it's like, oh, this is a little bit tart, and then it is not. It is sweet, sweet, sweet. The cherries, it's like biting into the first big cherries of the year. They're delicious. You get that little outside bit of skin, and it's just a little bit tart, but the rest of the cherries all sweet. It's amazing. This is really good. I was kind of hoping for something more tart when I bought it, but obviously Saint Chérie is super sweet. And if she loves Detroit, then there's a reason. What does this remind me of? Cherry 7-Up. This doesn't taste like it's got alcohol in it. It really doesn't. It tastes like if you put Cherry 7-Up and apple juice together, kind of like that. I'm sure that that I have people that would argue with me that it tastes like alcohol, but I'm not getting that right now. Just cherry and sweet. Not even that much cherry. Mostly it's just sweet. A little bit of apple. A little bit of apple. But the cherry flavor that's there is just, it's sweet. It's not anything else special other than sweet, which is cool because it's delicious. What does this story remind me of? This story, what does this beer story does, yeah, this beer remind me of? Yes, that last one. Actually, I've got a few friends. They belong to this band that they started when they were in high school, middle school, something like that. They call it Class A. They were Boy Scouts all together. Actually, I believe every single one of them is an Eagle Scout, which is pretty awesome. I have a lot of friends that are Eagle Scouts, which is also pretty neat, I think. But anyway, Denver's a pretty cool dude, and he's like, we play this thing every year. It's in Armada at Blake's. So they're there, and they're like, we don't really charge. We don't charge them anything for us playing. We just ask that our friends get in for free and have a few beers with us. So that's what they get. When I can finally make it down there, which would be awesome. Apparently, I've got an invitation to drink with the band, which is awesome. I would love to do that. The biggest problem is that it's in August and on a weekend, and I work retail, so I think it's in August. I could be wrong on August. It might be in July. July would be way worse. But anyway, I still work retail and it's on a weekend, and I can't do that for the most part, unless I decide that's what I want to do. Yeah, so that's one story that this reminds me of. Drinking it out of my Founder's cup. I'd say this is the first time I've used this cup. It is the first time I've used this cup to drink alcohol, because when I went to the hotel where I got that, or in Grand Rapids, they didn't have cups in the room. So I realized that I had bought a cup and I needed water real bad. So I had water out of this for the first 4 times I drank out of it, which is different. Not that different. I drink a lot of water. No, that's not true. I drink enough water. That's true. This stuff's really good. I really like the art on the can. It's reminiscent of church windows. Kind of looks like there's stained glass on it, which is pretty cool, actually. I think, anyway. Wish I would have looked more into the Kinder Cider series, or whatever it is, the Share the Warmth thing, where they donate to keep people warm. It's a good idea, especially with a fairly heavy cider. This one's it's not that bad. 6.9 is pretty good, and it still doesn't taste like alcohol. Although I am getting warmer, so there's that. That's kind of cool. I'm trying to think if I got any stories recently. Did I get any stories recently? Not that I can think of. I did get one of my posts liked by Bells recently on Instagram, which was very cool. I thought I snapped a picture because it's one of my other friends, and then Bells is obviously right after him because Instagram knows Mike Schramm is more important than Bell's Brewery, obviously. Man, it's really good. The mouth feels right on. It's not heavy in your mouth. I mean, it is heavy, but it's not. Okay, so talking this weekend with people, and they're like, what kind of beer do you really actually like? Like, really and truly, what is your favorite? If you could have a beer every day that you drink all the time, what would it be like? And I was like, well, it's going to sound stupid, because the two things that I like in beer are that it's dark and that it's light. And people think that sounds dumb. Like a little bit fruity if it can be, but it doesn't have to be. But something dark and light, like Guinness. Guinness is a perfect example. Like 5% ABV, but dark. It's a stout. If it's a brown, like Newcastle, I like that too. But I like it dark and light. Not heavy, but people don't understand that. They hear dark and light and think those are opposite things, and that doesn't make sense. Light instead of heavy, and then pale instead of dark. But that's not what they're thinking. They're thinking light and dark are different things, and they can't be. You can't have beer that is both. I mean, you can, but have you ever had a black and tan? A black and red? You can. Anyway, that was real good. I have a quote for you. This one's from Mary Tyler Moore. She says, take chances, make mistakes. That's how you grow. She's pretty smart, even though, she's just an actress. She's right. If you don't try it, you'll never know. So take the chance. If you fail, well, then you learn from it, because life goes on. May not have turned out how you wanted it to, still turned out. You can find me on Untappd, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all at tubajake_69. Like, comment, subscribe, video, pictures, whatever it is you like. Tell me your stories. I really like it when you tell me stuff and I get to talk to you, because I do this because I like to talk to my friends, and I don't get to talk to my friends all that often. So you're my friends. All right. Until next time, when you got time for a beer.